All right, y'all. Welcome back to the Docs Outside the Box tax series. We have Eric McGlothen, CPA. Welcome back, man. How you doing?
I'm good, Dr. Zucker. How you doing?
I'm good, man. So you are a tax extraordinaire, tax planner, tax strategist. You work with real estate folks. You work with doctors. You work with a whole bunch of different people in small businesses and big businesses everywhere. Let's talk about something that you probably hear a lot about. I know I see it on YouTube a lot. I know a lot of people who, particularly locum tenens docs, who drive from their homes to all these different facilities and they worry about using their cars. They wonder if they should use a rental car. That's what I was doing initially. Let's talk about what kind of benefits you can get from using your car for your business, maybe even get into like leasing versus owning a car just for business sake. Can you explain all of that for us?
Sure. So the IRS allows you either you write off your actual expenses, business expenses related to your vehicle, or standard mileage. It's either one. One important thing to note before we even get into this is once you start with one, you have to stay with that for the life of that vehicle. So if you're going to write off actual expenses related to that vehicle, you cannot switch midstream or anywhere along the way and say, now I want to do standard. You can't switch until you get another vehicle. So that's point one. Point two is to understand that actual expenses is based upon the business to personal usage, which is usually calculated based upon miles. So if you use a vehicle 50% for business, for example, you can write off 50% of those expenses. What do those expenses potentially include? If you're financing a vehicle, it includes the interest on the financing. It includes the gas, the maintenance of the vehicle, the insurance.
That's what I was about to ask. Insurance is included.
Yes,
Okay.
insurance. You can write off tolls if you're crossing over toll bridges, parking, all of those things on the actual side. If you use standard mileage, then it's 62 and a half cents right now. I believe is what the standard mileage rate is right now because it just went up July 1st because of the cost of gas prices. So then you would track your number of miles you drive back and forth to your work location, and that is what you'd be able to claim on your return. The reason why this is so powerful is because if you think about it, for every 2 miles you're driving now, if you use standard mileage, you're writing off over $1. So that adds up depending on the number of miles you're driving. Remember, we talked about write-offs being reductions or against your taxable income. So if your standard mileage deduction for the year is $5,000 and you made $10,000, that means you would have taxable income of only $5,000 now. It's a reduction in your taxable income. So that's why standard mileage can be easy to do. Some people like to favor that because you can use an app like MileIQ, which tracks
That's what I
your
use.
personal and business miles. Yeah, you just swipe left or right, and it gives you a report at the end of the year. You put it on the return, and boom, you're done. And I like that, but I will also tell you that if you are able to, I'm a big fan of getting a completely separate vehicle for the business. If you want to get a big tax write-off, get a completely separate vehicle for the business, have your personal vehicle and your business vehicle. That is what I do. I have a truck and I've got a car. So I drive my car to the office and to the clients that I go see. And then on the weekends, maybe after hours, I'm using the truck. That allows me to get 100% write-off on my vehicle, which means 100% of the interest, 100% of the gas, 100% of the insurance, 100% of the maintenance. You can see how this all begins to add up over time and reduces your taxable income. So I am an advocate of, and I push my clients towards, just go get a company vehicle. Get what you want.
So if someone wanted to get like let's say someone wanted to get like an EV or something like that, what do you think? Like you could get like a Tesla?
You could get a Tesla if you want. Yeah, I have clients that have Teslas. I have clients that have Porsches, believe it or not. I have clients that have
A Porsche.
G-Wagons. I have clients that have Range Rovers. Yeah.
Wow.
As
And
long
they
as it's
use
business
this and
purpose.
they use this 100% for business purposes. Got you.
Well, so I advise them to. Some of them just say, I'm just going to split it. I'm
Got you.
just going to use it. The reason why I like it is because I don't want to worry about the extra record keeping that comes with me trying to figure out what's personal versus business. I'd rather just say, let me just have a personal vehicle and a business vehicle. And I realize also that everybody may not be in that financial position. So we have to be respectful of that. And if you're not, then use a MileIQ to figure out what that mileage is, personal versus business. And then you can use a percentage if you're going to use the actual to write off the business percentage usage of the vehicle.
Okay, we love that. I will put Mile IQ in the show notes. Guys, I use Mile IQ. I love it. I do my drives, and it'll leave me a note saying, hey, we see that you're driving, and we're documenting your drive. And at the end of the week, what I do is it gives it to me like a little picture, and I swipe left or swipe right, like Tinder or whatever dating app you're using. I don't know anything about that, but that's what I hear.
Right.
You do swipe left or right, and left for personal expenses and right for business. You know, this is for a business expense and so forth. And at the end of the week or end of the month or even at the end of the year, it'll be able to tally all of your drives up so that you can give to your tax professional, someone like Eric, and they can help you get this all taken care of. So listen, Eric, if someone wants to take the next step with you and talk more about, you know, this car deduction or even just getting a car for business purposes, how do they get in contact with you?
So they can go to my website, ericmcglothenllc.com, or call my office, 404-946-1855.
So listen, guys, before we end this, we have to give a disclaimer. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please get in touch and confer with your tax professional before moving forward with any of this information. Eric, this was dope. Thank you so much. Listen, we are going to catch you guys on the next one. Eric, we'll catch you on the next tip. Thank you again for showing up.
Thanks. Appreciate it.